What's up, guys? I'm just kidding. Well, alright, welcome to the channel. Hi, friends. The first thing I really wanted to touch on is that it's really taken a lot for me to be vulnerable about this. First, in just the sense that I have to tell people about what I'm doing. Secondarily, then to film it all and publicize it and memorialize it online for everyone to see. It's truly my biggest insecurity, and I'm just showing it to the world. And I know that a past Ryan definitely wouldn't have been able to do this. But I'm trying to learn to be more accepting of who I am, and this transplant for me is this major event that proves to me that I am who I think I am. So this for me is so much more than a cosmetic thing, and I had a choice of just doing this on my own and hiding it, not putting it online, and if anyone asks, denying it, but that's not who I am. I'd rather show people that it's okay to do something like this, and that yeah, it might be scary or crazy or expensive to do something like this, but in the end, hopefully, it'll all be worth it. So, let's address the biggest of the elephants in the room. No. Bad. Down. Sorry. He knows he's not allowed on the couch anymore. But truly, the biggest problem is that I'm 22. And the reason that this is an issue is because when you add those new hairs to the front at such a young age, if it continues to keep receding behind the newly transplanted hairs, then there could be a gap. But honestly, I'm willing to roll the dice, and maybe for a few good years, things will be perfect. And maybe I'll have to get another hair transplant later, and maybe civilization will have collapsed in a few years. Who knows? As a Gen Z, I cannot be worried about things that far into the future. One of the main references that I was following when I was considering getting a hair transplant is this guy named Brett Maverick. He's got a pretty similar hairstyle to me and what I'm going for in the future, and he's already been able to show the results after a year, and they look really good, and they're really inspiring. And following his procedure, he's been keeping up with maintaining those healthy hairs by continuing to use minoxidil. Now, minoxidil is something that I've been using personally to try and combat hair loss, and honestly, I don't know if it's been working or not. All I can say is that I think it's slowed down losing my hair for a while. There were just a lot of reasons why this wasn't the right solution for me. So now that we've addressed the main elephant in the room, I think it's time we address the baby elephants. There's no little elephants behind me. I don't know if this is going to be easy or hard to edit, so I'm not even going to try. The first of the other concerns is traveling internationally solo. So while this is something I've never really done before, I do think I have some experience that will help me out, at least a little bit, that, you know, gives me a fighting chance in this, but we'll see. I'm just hoping everything goes to plan and that I didn't forget anything. We will see. Other concern number 2 is the cost. Going to Turkey and getting this treatment is expensive. Now, the hair transplant itself is cheap in comparison to what you would pay in the UK or in the US, but it's still multiple thousands of dollars. My round trip flight, I think, is like 1.3K itself. That's a lot. And I mention that because for me, it's an investment rather than a purchase. This isn't like a $5,000 handbag or chain or grill that I just want. In the case of the camera, it's something that I can use and have used in the past to generate income because of finding my own videography gigs to help pay it back off. Or it's a hair transplant that makes me feel some level of more comfortable and confident in myself. And maybe that leads to something and leads to something else. And now I'm completely somewhere else in my life. Third consideration, pain. It's probably going to be painful. This is one that I've purposely not been thinking about or considering because I don't think that pain should be a reason for me not to get this. I mean, obviously, if it's like excruciating, duh. But when they're processing hundreds of people through this same exact procedure, can't discredit my pain tolerance or myself without even giving it a go, you know? Plus, I will have local anesthesia to help me out a little bit with that. Concern number 4, what if it's a scam? Well, at this point, if this is a scam, I really fell for it, you know? But no, seriously, that is a major consideration and should be for people. Smile Hair Clinic, the place that I'm getting it done, has a really strong social media presence where you can see patients literally go through every part of the process of their procedure. So by you clicking on this video, you're already well on your way to doing your own research and answering that question to is this a scam or not? And I guess for those of you watching along, you're gonna find out with me. So the next thing that I want to talk about is my experience telling other people about my decision to get this procedure done. When I've told other people, like my close friends and my family, that I was going to get this procedure done, they've all been really supportive. In general, people have been really nice and understanding throughout the whole process. The main thing that I've been hearing from people that I'm really close with is that they're excited for me to go through this and even proud of me for taking this step. So if you're worried about what others will think, don't be. This is a personal decision. Don't let others get in your head, but rather let them see what's on your head. But they also have said, I didn't even notice your hairline was that bad. But what they don't know is that I have to choose this hairstyle and have constantly been evolving it because of my receding hairline. And that it only stays covered up and looking good if I don't move my head. And this affects a lot of things, obviously. The one that's coming to mind right now for some reason is dancing, because it's all a confidence game. And it's so hard to get into the groove when you're worried about what your hair looks like the whole time. And I've also noticed that when I'm outside walking around, I'm constantly turning my head in the direction where the wind will keep my hair sort of in place instead of against it where it's gonna blow it out of style. Those who know me and spend any amount of time with me will be the first to tell you that my hands are always up fixing and adjusting my hair. And it's my preference to rather not have to deal with that. It's truly an insecurity thing. I'm sure you can look at your own life and find your own insecure moments like this and relate to this in some way. And if you had the opportunity to solve that, would you? So yeah, well, I do cover it up pretty well now. It won't always be the case, and it already isn't the case for me personally. Do you guys want to see what I'm packing for this trip? We're going to anyway, so. Alright, so it is actually Saturday now, and I still haven't started packing. And now before I can even start packing up, I realize that there's still one thing I have to do before that, which is laundry. Mid-laundry breakdown! And now the laundry's done.
We're excited, very, very excited for the ride.
Well, we love you. We'll be thinking of you.
Love you, Ryan.
Love you, Ryan.
Love you guys too. And that was the last time they ever heard my voice. I've been making that joke way too much. Alright, and with that, it is finally 8 p.m. As you can see, I've closed down the apartment. It's time to go. Security was an absolute breeze, and I was yapping with the Uber driver in the car the whole way. Now to just wait 2 hours until I board my flight. So then, I decided to take a customer experience survey, just for the plot. It's time for a mid-flight update. Just over halfway through the flight, and I'm starting to feel it, but we're pushing through. I've watched one too many Nicolas Cage movies, and by that I mean I've watched one. Was it good? Yes. Did I enjoy it? Yes. But no more. No more. Just landed in Turkey. Customs was a breeze. Probably took 10-15 minutes. No questions asked, just stamped immediately. And now we're on our way to finding that shuttle. Well, we're in Istanbul, Turkey. Just like that. Smile Hair Clinic had sent me all the instructions with photos and videos of how to navigate the airport and get to where one of the representatives would meet you for the shuttle. And I met the guy, and he pulls up an Excel sheet, and I find my name. And then he takes me down a level or two, and there's a group of people waiting there. Vans are just pulling up, and they're calling off names, and people are getting in different vans. And then the Smile Hair Clinic branded one comes up, and I know that's instantly for me, and I hop in. It's just me, alone, in this van. And it's a very nice van. I mean, there's stars on the roof. What more could you ask for? So we drove here. It was about an hour, I think, from the airport, but then we pulled up to the entrance of the hotel. I walked in and right up to the front and said I was checking in. Then I was walking down this amazingly ornate, massive hallway. I think my first impression of Turkey so far is that everything is huge and clean and like structured and nice. That's where I'm at so far with that. And obviously I'm in a very specific experience within Turkey. As an evaluator of that specifically, that's what I would have to say so far. It is 11:22 local time in Turkey, which would be 3:22 p.m. So in the afternoon back in Chicago. I am exhausted, which is nice because it's night in Istanbul, so I'm just going to sleep like a regular person. And breakfast starts at 6:30, and then the shuttle is going to be here to pick me up at 7:15 to take me to the clinic to start the whole day of the procedure, which I am nervously excited for. 90% excited, 10% nervous. Alright, real quick check-in right before I shower and go to bed. This is the last time I'm going to be with this hair on my head. I'm getting it shaved tomorrow, so I'm really just taking it all in. Listen, hair, it's been a good time. Overall, it's me, it's not you. So yeah, just taking a final look. Here it is. In the hotel lighting. It is 12:14. It is time to finally go to bed. And that's what I'm gonna do. Right now. Good night. Good morning, everyone. I just woke up and open the curtain. Check this out. Look at this. I mean, I may not be on the best floor. It's kind of like weird having this little thing out there, but I'm gonna go get ready for today. Let me give you a quick OOTD. Here's what I got going on for today. I'm wearing a button-down shirt because after the surgery, you don't want to wear anything that you have to put over your head. The goal for today is to review the hair clinic that Mike Malak got his hair transplant done at, because that's what really got me interested in thinking about getting a hair transplant way back when. But he's a big YouTuber, you know? And you never know what under the table deals those big YouTubers are making. And as a resident small YouTuber, I'm gonna be showing you everything from like a normal point of view. Let's go get some food. I have my breakfast. It is like dead silent in here. This looks really good. I don't even know what a lot of this is. It's delicious. It tastes really fresh.
Let me explain. Fill the first page and then there will be another one.
Hi.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? Nice to meet you as well.
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Fine. Ready for you.
Perfect. All right.
Okay. So it looks okay because you have long hair and you're covered.
Yeah.
But probably you have more recessions in
Yep.
the temporal part that brings you here to have the hair transplantation.
Normally we follow a proportion for the face. We split your face into three, one third, and one third. It usually gives us a feedback about where was the hairline before. But of course it is a golden ratio, but it shouldn't fit to everyone.
Yeah.
7 centimeter, 7 centimeter. Same point.
Nice.
You did the right choice.
Let's go.
Do you want shaven or unshaven?
Shaven.
Shaven. You are ready for that.
I'm ready. This will be my first
This is your first.
shaved head. Shaving my head will be good for me because my hair is part of my identity, I think. So like being able to see who I am without it, I think will teach me a lot about myself.
Okay, good. Good. It's a good philosophical.
So with my vulnerable philosophies out of the way, the doctor then used the guides to draw my new hairline. And now I was ready for my before and after pictures. And I wanted to include this clip of the staff trying to fix my hair for the photos because it's so Ryan. We took the photos and then it was time to shave my head. Okay, well, here we go. Saying goodbye to the hair. And this is the first time I've ever done this. So, here we go. Ooh. Well, alright. I think I'm gonna let it take over. Going a little too slow. I can feel the air on my head. Wow. Okay.
Yoruldum. She's tired. Say I'm tired.
Right. Wow. Yeah, it's so cold now. I've always had long hair, so this is crazy. With my head shaved, it was time for the surgery to begin. I'll get into the specifics of the surgery when I'm back at the hotel. So halfway through, I took a bathroom and lunch break. The surgery resumed, and I'll actually just let past Ryan take it from here. Here we are, currently getting the hairs implanted on my head, and I'm feeling very good. Very, very good. And it isn't just the IV talking. Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Ryan, and I just got back from my treatment. No, I'm just kidding, guys. That was my thumb. That was my thumb. Alright, but here I am. This is what I look like with the final treatment all done. It looks kind of crazy. So in total, I got a 2600 graft hair transplant. The day was great. Since I'm doing a social media collab with them, we started shooting some content while we waited, and then I filled out all the various forms. But then finally, it was time to move into the accounting portion, which is basically where you pay your bill. And I went in, and I crossed my fingers that my first payment method was gonna work. And it did. Priceless. Well, not priceless. Priceful. But mentally priceless. They took me into an elevator up to the 5th floor. I got up into the room. I changed into my clothes for surgery. I got my blood drawn, just testing for hepatitis and various other things. So once my head was shaved, we started preparing to make the incisions along the front of my head, all 2,600 of them. This works in 3 steps. The first is to poke all the holes, and then step 2, you extract from the donor area. And then the 3rd step is to take all those grafts and put them into the holes that were made in the beginning. So they had me lay down on the table on my back, and they started to use the anesthesia on the top of my head in the front to start numbing the area. Everyone will tell you that the anesthesia hurts and is painful. It's really not that bad. The anesthesia pain rating, honestly, I'd probably give it 4 out of 10. Definitely not a reason to not get a hair transplant. So I laid back and the doctor started making all the incisions across my head. Now, at some point during this process, I actually did feel pain in certain areas where maybe the local anesthesia didn't get to. So I did just let them know, hey, I'm feeling pain here. They were super nice, super courteous, like immediately stopped what they're doing, asked where exactly am I feeling the pain. They would take the anesthesia, put it in, and then again ask to make sure and like test that it actually worked and say, can you still feel pain here? Yes or no? So they made all the incisions and completed step 1. And then again, they go through and use local anesthesia and numb up the back of your head and the sides for the donor area. This was the more painful part for me. I don't know why this area wasn't as painful for me for getting the local anesthesia, but the back was a lot more painful for some reason. This was like a 6 or a 7 at some times because they had to do a lot in the donor area, much more than the front. So then the extraction began. They actually asked me after step 1 if I wanted to use the bathroom or take a break, but I was good to go. So we went right into step 2. But after step 2, I was feeling a little bit like shaky, not so much nauseous, but like a little shaky. Just feeling all those pricks in the beginning really got my heart rate up. I had probably lost a little bit of blood by this point. So I used the bathroom real quick. Then I got back in the elevator. They took me down to lower level 2. There was a little room down here where they had lunch set up for all the patients in the clinic. And when I first went in, someone was just wrapping up their meal. We talked for a little bit. Another guy came in and sat next to me. We were chatting a little bit. He told me he had only just decided a week ago that he wanted to do this. So I finished up my lunch. They had given me 15 minutes and then I was escorted back upstairs into my room. Then stage 3 started, which was then implanting each of the hairs into the holes they'd set in stage 1. And for this, they did hook up an IV into my arm, which they told me was a painkiller serum. The whole experience is completely customizable. They have a TV in front of you that has, you know, all the apps. Live music is what seems to be the option. You know, I was thinking I could put on some Cody Co, but I didn't have lunch to eat. But yeah, they finally implanted all 2,500 grafts in the top of my head, and then the doctor came in and took a look, made sure it was all even, and he actually said he wanted to put a few more in on this left side here. He ended up adding 23 additional grafts on this left side, just because like with the swelling and everything, it was hard to tell, so he added those to move the hairline down a little bit to make sure everything was the way it was supposed to be. All in all, they just took the absolute best care of you. They would always tell you in English what they were doing before they did it. There was one time I think they needed to switch the IV from the left arm to my right arm. There wasn't anyone who like spoke good English in the room when they did that, so before, like they were about to do it and they're like, oh, hold on. They go out, they grab the translator, and he comes in and he says they need to switch it. He's like, are you okay with this? Are you good? So everything was like super clear. You always knew what was happening.
Do you have any question?
No, thank you. Once stage 3 was complete and he had added those extra 23 hairs, he let me know the final number was 1,350 on the right side and 1,150 on the left side. When it comes to hair surgeries like this, he said it's actually very common for the sides not to be even, for one side to like need more grafts than the other. But yeah, the doctor did his final check. I changed back into my clothes. They played this post-op video that ran through the aftercare treatments and frequently asked questions. And then they escorted me down the elevator to the first floor where they had this sort of presentation room where I waited for the shuttle to arrive to take me back to the hotel. All in all, it was a good day. So if you are considering this or thinking about this, just know that the consultation online is free. Like you can just send in your photos and see what they say, and don't count yourself out without even trying it. You know what I'm saying? And if you do want to do it with Smile, it's a great option, and obviously I'm sold. I'm not trying to glaze at all on this review. Like truly, it was so nice, and I'm obviously getting a very specific experience. If you do end up choosing Smile, definitely use my promo code. It's Ryan Leshock 100. It'll get you 100 euros off yours, which is like, I think right now we're like 150 bucks. All right, that's the promo. I'm done. I can take you through the aftercare kit, actually. It's right behind me on the bed here. We have a neck pillow. They give you all the instructions you need. Tons of frequently asked questions. Like any question you have, I'm pretty sure is gonna be in this. Aside from that, they have all the lotions, shampoos, medications. They give you this nice bag. They give you a bucket hat. Everything you'd need for your post-op recovery. So yeah, I'm not too worried about that. I honestly don't feel any pain right now. I'm still pretty numbed up. All right, so I'm about to take my first pill to start the aftercare. I have my first 2 pills here. Down the hatch. Easy. And then I'm gonna use the saline spray just to keep it hydrated. All right, there we go. It is the end of night 2, and I just wanted to show you the head real quick. So I'm gonna sleep with the neck pillow, and I have to sleep on my back and make sure I don't like turn over or rub my head on anything. Hopefully that all goes okay. Wish me luck. I am pretty tired, so I have no doubts that I'm just gonna sleep right through and have no problems, but I will let you guys know how it goes. Good morning, everybody. Your boy is feeling a little unhinged at the moment. Why, you might be asking? Well, fantastic question. Because I probably got like 2 or 3 hours of sleep, and not because of like pain or anything going on in my head. It was just all my friends back home were awake, and so I was just like on the phone with people. They give you these like little plastic things that I put on the pillowcases just in case, because I'd saw someone else's video. They went to a different clinic, but they said like their head was like leaking throughout the night, so I just wanted to put that down just in case. There was nothing on the case, so I didn't even really need to use it. And I ended up not even using this either. Sorry, Spinal Clinic, if anyone's watching. I mean, I was only asleep for like 2 hours, but since my hair transplant was only on this like front area, it was like really easy for me to just sleep on my back and like keep my head still on the pillow and make sure nothing was like touching the top of my head. But yeah, overall, I am very ready to get to this breakfast. Let's do it. So then I made some friends.
I see a lot of the smiles, a lot of people picking up from here.
And got breakfast with them. Then was back in the shuttle to the clinic. But it was apparently too early for a wash, so they changed my bandages and I was back in the shuttle. To the airport, looking cute. Quick flight back to Serbia, into the hotel shuttle, and then finally into my room for the night. This is what my head was looking like after about 24 hours post-surgery. All right, so I've just made it to the hotel in Serbia. But yeah, now I'm going to eat my little makeshift dinner that I took a bunch of snacks from breakfast this morning. And with that beautiful Serbia sunset, it's time for bed. All right, it is a beautiful sunrise morning in Serbia. It is about 5:30 a.m. local time. I was actually looking at my head. My hair is already growing so fast, and you can already kind of see that, how fast they're coming back in. All in all, this has been a perfect trip. I'm so impressed with myself and my planning and my ability to like communicate with other people who don't speak my language and everything like that. Just right now, I'm feeling so like fulfilled and satisfied and grateful that I'm able to do this. Looking forward to getting back safely. See you there. This plane wasn't even half full. I had the whole row to myself, and the pure joy of having legroom carried me through all the way home. And we're back in the apartment. Let's go! Every single thing went exactly to plan. The planning. Okay, so now that I'm home, you can see it's looking good up there. But I definitely am past the point where I need to take the bandages off and do the first wash. I've just taken off the bandage. I want to show you what the donor area looks like. Hopefully you guys can see it. I've just added the shampoo. What I've been doing is just filling up a big cup of water and just dumping it on my head. It's the best method I could come up with for like a low pressure solution. It is day 3 after the surgery, and here is what my hair is looking like. It's looking very good so far. And now it is day 11. So it's almost been 2 weeks. This is what the top of the head's looking like. The scabs now have been getting all crumbly and some have started even falling off. So I'm really excited to see how that looks, but you guys will have to wait for the next video. Make sure to subscribe because I'm gonna be doing a 3-month, 6-month, 9-month, and a full year update videos on my channel. The top of my hair in just about 10 days has grown to be around 1/4 inch. So at this rate, it should be just under 1 inch a month. That's exciting. If you've made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching. It's truly been an experience, to say the least. Make sure you subscribe for those progress video updates, and I make a lot of other types of content as well, so check that out. But with that, I will see you in the next one.